Hydromet for us, it's not just an alternative. It's a lower capex, lower opex, cleaner. But for us, fundamentally, we're driven by our ability to lower the CO2 footprint of some of these projects.
Hi, and welcome to the Assay TV. I'm very pleased to be joined here today by Chris Showalter, CEO of Lifezone Metals. Lifezone Metals is a modern metals company creating value across the battery metals supply chain from resource to metals production and recycling. Their mission is to provide commercial access to proprietary technology and cleaner materials production through a scalable platform underpinned by its tailored Hydromet technology. So thank you so much for joining us today, Chris.
No, thank you. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you. So maybe to get us started, you could provide us with a background on Lifezone and give us a bit of an overview.
Yeah, thanks. So Lifezone Metals, so we're a recently listed NYSE company, and we're kind of a modern kind of hybrid between having the flagship Kabanga Nickel project in Tanzania, but then also we combine that with hydrometallurgical technology and know-how. So we not only bring new sources of critical metals to the market, and we're doing that in a partnership with BHP in Tanzania, but we're also applying the know-how and the innovative processing to do this in a clean way so that we can assist mining companies and projects to meet those CO2 thresholds that are critically important right now in the industry.
Great, and can you tell us a bit more about Kabanga and why it's so special?
Yeah, so Kabanga Nickel, this is really one of the highest grade nickel sulfide projects globally, with an exceptionally high grade of 3.1% nickel equivalent. And really, this is Kabanga has been known since really the 1970s. The UN Development Program discovered it, but it's really, it's been constrained because of infrastructure and power. I think now where Tanzania is, there's a power solution, but also we bring a whole different model to Kabanga where we're not going to ship a heavy bulk concentrate all the way around the world. We're actually proposing to the Tanzanian government that we will leverage our technology and know-how to beneficiate and value addition in country. So completely different business model to be able to unlock the Kabanga project, which is really it's a project whose time has come.
Great, and you mentioned you've got a partnership with the government in play. How's that going? How do you find operating in Tanzania as a jurisdiction overall?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Tanzania has gone through a bit of a transformation in terms of their mining policy and what they've done, and this was spearheaded a lot by the negotiations that Barrick Gold undertook with the government, where they've designed and set a precedent for this partnership model, where the government no longer is just collecting taxes and royalties. They're actually a 16% participant in mining projects as part of a new policy that they've undertaken, and this really has a number of benefits where they're a partner in the project. So they're aligned, they're incentivized to see these projects move forward. And so you're seeing not only with Barrick, with Kabanga, you're seeing a number of other graphite projects, additional nickel projects, rare earths, additional gold. So really Tanzania is going through a very positive chapter right now in their mining industry. And a lot of it is due to the restructuring of this partnership model that was led by Barrick.
Great, that sounds great. Thank you. And you were talking about it a little previously, but could you tell us a bit more about the Hydromet technology? What benefit does that bring to a project like Kabanga?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so really at our core, we are Hydromet experts, and what we look to do is apply Hydromet processing to either chemically complex projects where the ore body has a number of deleterious materials that pyrometallurgical or smelting can't handle, or there's logistical constraints, they're far away, requires a lot of infrastructure, and by using local beneficiation, you unlock a project. So Hydromet for us, the good thing is it's not just an alternative. It's a lower capex, lower opex, cleaner. But for us, fundamentally, we're driven by our ability to lower the CO2 footprint of some of these projects. So if you're going to decarbonize the mineral supply chain, you really fundamentally have to remove the smelting step. And smelting is archaic, old technology, and we're replacing that with new, innovative, modern hydromet processing know-how and expertise. And we think this is really one of the ways we'll provide solutions to the mining industry to be able to meet those carbon targets that are critically important to not only the mines, but the consumers and all the manufacturers.
Great, sounds really exciting. Can you explain a bit more about the process itself?
Mhm. Yeah, so the Hydromet process, so our core flow sheet is a combination of pressure oxidation, which is autoclave at the front end, and then we go through a series of filtrations and separation processes, and then it goes into electrowinning. So between the two core components, pressure oxidation and electrowinning, these are done commercially at scale. So what we're doing is using a more we apply, chemical know-how, we apply additional optimization of the flow sheet to do it in a little bit more smarter, innovative format. But fundamentally, we're utilizing existing known core operations that are done in the industry. We're just redesigning how they fit together.
So thank you very much for explaining that. Are there applications for the technology beyond Kabanga and what you're doing with it at the moment?
Yes, no, absolutely. And I think one of the more exciting things for us is really the commercial application and the opportunity for us to grow our business by applying it to other different types of alternatives. So for instance, one is on the recycling. We are pursuing a auto catalytic converter recycling project, and we will be making, an announcement in the near term of a partner we'll be working with on this. But that's an example of where the core expertise of applying hydromet to a mining operation has the application to be applied to recycling. And for us, that's a great opportunity because one of the flaws we see in the whole recycling market is if you're recycling catalytic converters and they're going right into dirty smelters, you're actually compounding the overall CO2 contribution of these metals overall. So if you're going to recycle, you should be doing it in a clean, environmentally sensitive way. And so what we're going to be doing is demonstrating to the market that we can be smarter and cleaner on the recycling front. And that's where Hydromet, we think, has a very important role.
Thank you, Chris. That's great. And maybe if we could take a step back for a second and take a look at the broader market perspective, how's nickel supply looking? Does the world need more nickel at the moment?
So I think right now, generally the consensus in the market is we're going through a short-term oversupply. You are seeing a lot of additional production coming out of Indonesia. For us, the way we look at it is we're very well positioned because we are going to be, at the lower end of the cost curve. So we're also delivering a clean nickel and cobalt product to the market. So we think there's always going to be preferential demand for clean battery metals, and that's what we're going to be delivering to the market. So I think there is an oversupply right now that'll be worked through over the coming years. But for us, I mean, we're very long-term focused, and specifically with BHP being a partner in the project and being committed to nickel long-term. Yeah, we think this is just one of these shorter cyclical periods you just work through.
Great, thank you, Chris. And just to finish off, is there any news or announcements upcoming that investors should be keeping an eye out for over the next few months?
Yeah, so I did allude to the fact that we're going to be pursuing a joint venture on the auto catalytic converter recycling. So we will be making an announcement on that in the coming near term. And then additionally, we will be towards the end of this year in Q4 updating our mineral resource statement. So that will be coming out, and that will include a number of updates from our infill drilling program that's been underway over the past 14 months. And then going into next year, we will be looking at making an offtake announcement as well.
Great, thank you, Chris. Well, it sounds like there's lots to keep an eye out for, and an exciting time for you guys in Kabanga, and we look forward to hearing more from you in the next few months.
Oh, thanks, appreciate it. Look forward as well.